Scorpio, let's get into this collective reading for any and all Scorpio sign placements. If you are aware of your birth chart and you know all that fun stuff, I know not everyone on Twitch knows it, but if you know it, you could have something that resonates. Always use your own discernment. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. You're trying to feed any delusions out here. And if you aren't sure, you can always ask. Never be afraid to ask if you are overthinking a tarot reading or not. So there's some scorpions on the moon. I gotta stop. Ten of Swords, the world reversed, the moon. Interesting. Oh. Hold on. You motherfucker. Excuse my French. This came out in last week's reading, this exact card from this exact deck. And I remember this because when I was uploading it, I had to come up with a title, and I remember, like, focusing in on this little flower here. Okay. Ooh, okay. There is... Ooh, okay. It's like a sense of unity, and also, like, not just unity, but unity with the self that you want to protect from your own, like, self-destruction in a way. Because that's really what I get from this card a lot. Before, it was like last week's reading, Scorpio, it was a lot of bringing these two energies to come to an understanding, and it's almost like that work has definitely been done and is continuing to be done, and you are not done. It's like a methodical, like, practice. Okay, I'm gonna keep trying and understanding myself, try to understand myself, and trying to get myself to understand myself, because I feel like we all have, I hate to call it, a little bit of arrogance in us when it comes to, oh, we can't do that, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, there's always that moment where we feel like, nah, could never do that, I don't do that, kind of a thing. And then years later, we're doing it. I love this Ten of Swords card. And you bet your bottom dollar that's the world card for you. If you know Nordic lore and mythology, you would recognize a lot of the characters in this deck. This is, it's called the Runic Tarot deck, but on the cover art, it looks like it says Runk, and now I can't unsee it, so we call it the Runk Tarot for silly reasons. But I just wanted to acknowledge that there is, this is like a themed deck, per se. So when it comes to this card specifically, if you recognize the runes, you recognize the runes. I'm a little shaky from my coffee here, so please bear with me. It's like each time that you have practiced putting this healthy energy of, I'm going to keep practicing to understand myself. I'm going to keep at it. I'm going to keep at, like, protecting myself from this arrogance of, I can't do it, I won't ever be able to do it feeling. Each and every time you have practiced that, it's like a sword that you're putting down in this dirt here. And I think, without even realizing it, it's like learning tiny new things about not only life and literally the world around you, but it's like life, yourself, and the interconnectedness of it all. which is very interesting that the world is out here, because it's kind of bringing up that the world is the last card in the major arcana for, like, the standard amount of major arcana in a tarot deck. The world is the last card, and it symbolizes, like, the end, but then something beginning. So as soon as something ends, another thing, like, begins. Like, when one door closes, another opens. And understanding how that has played out in your life all up until now. There's so much recollecting of energy, I think, maybe just that's happening collectively. Or just with water sign energies in general. It's like recollecting the space that you have within yourself and soul, and understanding how all of these different choices led to endings, which led to beginnings, which led to endings, which led to beginnings. And there's like a, what's the word? There's a word for this. It's not the Ouroboros, but it sounds like that. It's the Ouroboros is the snake eating its own self. I know it's in here because I literally just read it. God damn, my brain can only store so much information. The unus mundus is a circle representing the unity of existence. Is it possible that the beginning and the end of all things is love? So it's literally like what you could say in layman's terms, the simplicity of optimism. You understand that everything is a cycle, and maybe this is somebody growing a lot from pessimism into optimism, but also understanding that there's kind of a playing on both sides of this, which I think is understanding that there's nothing wrong with feeling a bit pessimistic at times. But I think there's always a redirect of energy where we understand maybe we're only pessimistic because we realize we have exhausted all of our options here in a certain scenario. Like, let's say you want to try and fix something yourself and DIY it, and it's just not working, and then more problems occur that you weren't aware of, and it's better to just stop what you're doing. You tried everything, you gotta call somebody that knows what they're doing, kind of a thing. There's that energy. It's okay to want to try everything, but that's the whole I feel like that's the point for you, is understanding you tried. You don't care if you fail, but you want to know that you have done all that you can do. But you don't want to force yourself to do too much. It's you don't want to get to a shit hits the fan before you call somebody. It's oh, maybe I tried to DIY this one bit, and then you may have seen it's not holding too well, or this repair's not being the repair's not holding well, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And realizing, probably should call somebody before something bad happens, kind of a thing. But not bad, it's I imagine this as a pipe bursting, and you trying to fix it yourself, and then there's something else that you just wouldn't know is wrong with it, unless you are a plumber and you see all the what I would say is detailed ins and outs of the job. Hold on. There's that understanding of being able to use all the tools you have at hand, and it's okay if you need to, not let something go to the universe, and it's I can only really explain this feeling as you can't do it yourself, so you're gonna have to call somebody who knows what they're doing. And I think accepting that, okay, I tried everything. I'm gonna let them do what they do best. And I feel like, and in the past, there was always like a worry in the back of your mind that you maybe thought wasn't going to actually be fixed, so you had to do it yourself. And that honestly comes from a lot of fucking trauma in our lives. Just how different experiences end up to a lack of trust in professional people, because maybe people said that they were professionals and they actually really aren't, and ended up causing more issues than you originally hoped for, and then you ended up doing it yourself and fixed it pretty easily, or fixed and repaired something, not easily, but it was like, it was fixed. Like, there's something that of the past feels like it got very overcomplicated. And I think this is where the collective understanding of, okay, I just need to let it go to the universe, and like whatever happens happens. Like that's the spiritual message there of like, I know I'm worried, but letting that worry go to the universe and trusting whatever's going to happen is going to happen. And I think that action in itself is being recognized as a choice, because the Lover's card, listen, 99.9% of the readings I do on here and the Lover's card comes out, I don't want none of y'all thinking about any little love interest. No. I just need to put that disclaimer on right now, because the Lovers is a big, big card about choices, and that gets very, very missed when love is mentioned, because I know people like hearing that and you get a little distracted, and it's okay. I love my boyfriend, and I don't know what I'd do without him, and I would love to hear all these nice things about him in a reading, but also that's not what this reading's about. We're not here to talk about or gawk over anyone and fawn over anyone. We're fawning over the choices being made, I think. Ooh, fawning over the control of your own choices and how you handle these new beginnings, per se. Because that new beginning of, oh, hey, I tried to fix this plumbing issue myself, I couldn't do it, I gotta call somebody. Hey, plumber, I gotta go do this thing, kind of a thing. Like, you know, someone's home to just watch the house and, like, hang out with the guy there, and you have to go to, like, some other meeting or some other thing that you had scheduled in your day, an appointment, just plans with your friends, and you just go out and you don't worry about it. You go out and you sit there and you're like, all right, it's being handled. Like, there's the choice of genuinely not having it in the back of your mind being like, well, what if this happens? And what if it's actually worse? And what if there's more problems? And what if... Shh. Only a few of you would understand what I mean by this. Or wait, it's... It's okay. There's the words "hush, little child" is what I got, but it made me think of the nursery rhyme. I don't even know the whole, like, nursery rhyme here. The devil coming out here. The devil reversed with the Ten of Swords here is so much breaking free from so many old habits and patterns from the past. Like, genuinely believing in, like, betterment for, like, it's this interconnected betterment for yourself and the world around you, but it feels like the more that you benefit healing yourself and the betterment of yourself, it's like you have the energy to better others in life, or better There's another word. I can't quite. Is this a word? I just don't know. I need to up my vocabulary. My American public education is not the best. It was alright. I graduated. But there's a word I feel like I'm either forgetting or I just don't know. And I'm not exactly... I'm trying to, like, explain how it feels, and I just don't know how to explain it because I feel like there's a word that explains this feeling, and I can't understand exactly what it could be. Which I'm gonna honestly chalk it up to my vocabulary is alright. I think it's all okay-ish. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, I don't know. Interesting. The Devil reversed, King of Cups, water energy, and King of Wands, fire energy. King of Cups upright and King of Wands reversed. They're like crossing each other. Oh, we have the moon on one card, the sun on the other. And the King of Wands does have this like infinity sign. Oh, wasn't there? Oh, there was a card. I accidentally shuffled it in there. Okay. What's coming out here? The Magician. Okay, hold on. Clarifying, the Ten of Swords for you, Scorpio, is the Devil reversed, King of Cups, and King of Wands reversed. You understand how you feel about yourself when it comes to the feelings and emotions. I feel like this has been a big thing that has been hard to overcome a lot of patterns, is that you were not ready in the past to handle all of what has hurt you. And the biggest way I can explain it is we aren't able to heal if we aren't in a space that is safe enough for us to heal. If you don't have a safe enough space or place for that, there's not going to be any good, like, I want to say steady growth. There's always going to feel like there's some setbacks or like you're dragging your feet through the whole thing. And I can only explain that through my own personal experience. Because as soon as you get out of that, or as soon as maybe like certain things start, you know, spring cleaning from your life, you sit here and understand, oh, I can go into these very vulnerable spaces inside of my heart, mind, body, soul, whatever, these very like vulnerable moments in my heart, and actually sit with them safely. There's such a big like choice even in that, but also the fun thing about this choice card is I believe this rune in the center is the it's one of the key words I remember from this rune is it's a gift, essentially. And that I feel like you choosing to understand, hey, I'm in a safe place, we can actually talk to ourselves about this hurt that we experience for God knows how long, and actually express it to ourselves. You don't have to express it to me, to anyone around you. As long as you safely and healthily express it to yourself, you are doing yourself and the younger versions of you tenfold favors. Like, I can't even explain how much I feel like younger parts of you, not even just inner child, just younger past you, feels so safe to express this vulnerability. I feel like that has gone on for far too long, or even suppression in this vulnerability, because it's okay to want to be a kid again, and I don't give a flying how old you are. I'm gonna be 80 years old and still wanting gushers, alright? I don't care if I'm gonna, like, people are gonna be like, your blood sugar, grandma. I don't care. They're tasty. I'm already old at that point. Why not? And that's a choice of, like, hey, are you going to allow yourself that freedom to, like, live again? because we really only find that when we are kids, but a lot of things affect not only like our childhood trauma is just one thing, but trying to really heal and experience like being a kid again as an adult gets very uncomfy, and I feel like has only been somewhat slightly normalized, like more obviously in this modern 2024 age. There's this sense of like people feel free again to just like, I'm gonna sit here and play with Legos because I used to watch Star Wars, so I'm gonna build the Millennium Falcon, and that thing's a big giant Lego piece to make. But even if you have kids, like, you can sit there and build it with your kids. Like, it does not matter how old you are, there is a choice in experiencing your inner youth that needs to honestly be opened up and explored, because this is where I think you're going to allow to find so much fun in your life again. And I think it's just been difficult to explore what to do, because we have clarifying the world reversed is Two of Swords, the Magician, and Seven of Pentacles. Ooh, we were talking about this in someone else's reading last week, where the Seven of Pentacles just kept looking like roots when it was reversed. So, you feel a little indecisive of how do I go about using these things that I like to manifest, quote unquote manifest, to create, I want to say, roots and pathways to your inner self and what feels like your inner soul. Some of you are a little more spiritual than others, but some of you are just trying to find yourself, and it's understandable that, hey, you gotta explore that youth in you, because that innocence about you, that's you. That true innocent, like, you, that's you. And you love exploring every little bit of that, even if it's just having a little bit of fun, and exploring it for like a day. You don't have to make it the thing you do. Like, let's say you go do something and you're like, oh, this was fun, building Legos. And it's not something you're gonna constantly do, but like you enjoyed that like time and moment in that youthful activity. And that's the thing, it's youthful activities. It doesn't matter what age you are. You don't even need to be super drunk and like, or I feel like for anyone who's maybe even like afraid to drink, you don't have to be insanely sober. It's like you can have a little fun and a little freedom here. But that's explaining, all of this is explaining your own healing, this journey of practice and practicing what you're preaching to your heart and to your soul, because you do have this sense of purity about you with that flower there and that moon card. I really love that depiction. And I'm going to reference what someone said in chat. Happy Moon Day to you too, because the moon is out here. We do the water signs every moon day, because the moon is very much of water energy. You genuinely love, like, the pure innocence about you, because there's something so fun you find in this, Scorpio. There's something so genuinely, like, fulfilling that all of it is waking you up from a really long nightmare of life, because life just, sometimes I feel like a lot of things happen to where we've just accepted, okay, this is how it's gonna be. A big thing is, all right, inflation's a thing, that's just how it's gonna be. But this providing for yourself in such a youthful way has brought you so much release from anxiety, from hurt, and even a small amount of depression, because I'm gonna be honest, anxiety and depression never really go away. We just understand how to, we just understand them more. And the more we understand our own anxiety and our own depression, we learn to comfort them more. Because I feel like there's a big, nice depiction in, silly enough, the Inside Out 2 movie. They have anxiety as an emotion. Um, and anxiety is all good because fear is there for the things that, you know, the character can see, and anxiety is there for the things that you really can't see, and like planning for the future. Anxiety isn't necessarily a bad thing, but too much of it is obviously going to feel awful, and that's where we get into anxiety attacks and stuff. And that movie does portray an anxiety attack fairly well. And you can definitely tell that they put a lot of the, let's just say when people make, like Disney movies, like Inside Out, they have to render that in a computer. There was probably 3 days worth of rendering for that. Maybe even 4. I don't know. It probably could have taken a week. The amount of animation that was going on in the final, like, scene was... I just felt the need to mention that from, like, a filmmaker standpoint. Or just, like, I appreciate film and, like, what it takes to create, like, movies. I wouldn't want to do that. It's why I love content creation. I've definitely found my love for content creation. But anyway, aside from that, I just want to explain myself a little. Hello. Need one last card here for the moon. I know you're trying to get that specific card out. Take your time. Oh, hello. Clarifying the moon. I've been reading tarot for 4 years, and shit like this will never not make me drop my jaw, okay? Are you seeing that? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? The Lovers and the Lovers, for anyone who's not watching the actual video, the Lovers reversed came out again on the bottom of the deck on the second tarot deck. It's okay if you're just listening. Sometimes I listen to random things while I'm like cleaning or just doing stuff around the house. Clarifying the moon, we have the 9 of Swords, 3 of Wands, and 4 of Cups. 9 of Swords usually always depicts someone waking up from a dream, and I kind of really see that. Like, this 3 of Wands is this, I can really rebuild here. I can really take these tools and actually just, you know, move forward in a way that's comfortable. Move forward in a way that's safe and secure. Like, even if one of those wands were to go out, you still have one to hold you up and at least help you, assist you over onto this new beginning. But this new beginning is a choice. I will never stop saying that. These new beginnings that we have in our life, you can sit here and hear a tarot reader say, these new beginnings are coming in for you, they're coming in for you, but also, you gotta be the one to understand the door that's closing, to understand the door that is open for you. And when that door opens for you, well, are we just gonna sit here and stare at it all day? The universe says. I don't think so. I think you just kind of want to appreciate this moment. I think it's okay to appreciate this moment, but allow yourself to know making that choice is yours and yours alone and no one else's. So, heal these parts of you that make you, you. I want to say no matter how much of the you wants to come out and express itself, give yourself, like, safe and ample time and room for that. Honest, like, true safety in your environment, I think, is the biggest thing that has been guiding you and helping you this whole entire time, Scorpio. So thank you for letting me read your cards, because that is all I have for you. And I'm going to let you sit here and enjoy that healing, enjoy your life, and I am so proud of you. I just want to say, it makes me really happy. There's a couple Scorpios I know that really deserve this time to just, like, they just need that. You just need this. And you know it. That's why it feels so easy. But that's the part that's like, damn, can't believe how easy this was. But I'm gonna let you, that's something for you to let sit and simmer in your brain. And I'm excited to see what you pursue, create, and just what you love to do. And who you love, maybe. Who you choose to love. Because part of the choosing to love could also be choosing to love yourself. So thank you. Thank you, Scorpio. Thank you for letting me read your cards. I am not ending on Twitch. We are not ending the stream just yet, but for anyone who is going to be watching on the future, on YouTube, in the future on YouTube, messed up my words. Thank you for watching, and as always, I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.